Hello friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians.
Hello friends, in this video we will learn some important problems of statistical mechanics and we will learn how to solve these kind of questions when you face at the examination hall. So the first question we shall discuss, that is a collection of n two-level systems with energies 0 and E, that is greater than 0, is in thermal equilibrium at temperature T. For T tends to infinite, the specific heat approaches to 0, nkb, 3 by 2 nkb, or infinite. Okay, so do you understand what is the question? There are two level systems and collection of n particles and only two energy levels are available. One is 0, another is E. And when the temperature is so large that is tends to infinite, that is tending to infinite, what will be the specific heat that will approach 0, nkb, 3 nkb by 2 or infinite? So first, how do you solve this problem? First, you have to find out the partition function of the system, because partition function you can directly find out the internal energy of the system, that is E average, and from E average you can find out del U by del T of E average, that is CV. So you can find out the specific heat. So N2 level system with energies 0 and E, these are the discrete energy levels in thermal equilibrium T. For T tends to infinite, the specific heat is how much? So Z can be written as sum of I e to the power minus beta EI, where beta is 1 by KT. Here two energy levels are available, one with energy value 0, another with energy value E. So we can write as Z equals to e to the power minus beta into 0 plus e to the power minus beta into E. So this gives us Z, that is partition function of the system, as 1 plus e to the power minus beta E. Now we have to take the log of Z. So ln Z is ln of 1 plus e to the power minus beta E. Now U, we have already learned the relationship between U and the partition function, that is U or E average is minus del del beta of ln Z. So ln Z, you put this result, that is ln 1 plus e to the power minus beta E. So minus del del beta of ln 1 plus e to the power minus beta E, which you will get that minus 1 over 1 plus e to the power minus beta E into e to the power minus beta E into minus E. So this gives you that E into e to the power minus beta E divided by 1 plus e to the power minus beta A. So the del del T of V, that is CV, becomes del del T of E into e to the power minus beta E divided by 1 plus e to the power minus beta E, or beta you can write as 1 by kBT, or I write it as 1 by KT. So here E into e to the power minus E by KT divided by 1 plus e to the power minus E by KT. So this is a form of U by V differentiation. So V into du dx plus U into dv dx divided by V square. So this is the form that if this is V, then 1 plus e to the power minus E by KT whole square into the differentiation U prime into V minus V prime into U, which gives the result CV equals to E square by KT square into e to the power minus 2E by KT divided by 1 plus e to the power minus E by KT whole square. For T tends to infinite, this term becomes 1 by infinite. So this terms becomes 0. So option A, that is 0, is the correct answer. Hope you understand. Whenever you find this kind of question, whether they here only the two energy levels are given, but the energy levels can be discrete, more than two, the energy levels can be continuous, okay, but the approach will be the same. First find out partition function, then find out internal energy by using this formula, then find out specific heat by using this formula, and simplification will lead to the correct result. And you have to practice the differentiation integration very much, so that there should be no mistake at the examination. Now the next question is, a monoatomic gas consists of atoms with two energy levels, that is E equals to 0, and an excited state, that is E1 equals to E. So what will be the specific heat of the gas? So the same question there, they told that when T tends to infinite, what will be the specific heat? Here they are asking you the specific heat of the gas is how much. Now here the system is monoatomic gas. Okay, so first you find out the partition function. So here are two energy levels are given, that is one with E naught equals to 0, another with E1 equals to E, and similarly you find out partition function Z, that is sum of e to the power minus beta EI, that is Z equals to e to the power minus beta into 0 plus e to the power minus beta into E, which gives you 1 plus e to the power minus beta E. Now take ln Z, that is ln of 1 plus e to the power minus beta E. Now find out U by putting this in formula minus del beta of ln Z, which gives you the result E into e to the power minus beta E divided by 1 plus e to the power minus beta E. Now take del T of U, and which gives you the result, that is here is the simplification, the same thing, that is U by V form. Okay, the differentiation, after differentiating we get the result Cb equals to E square into e to the power E by kt divided by kt square into 1 plus e to the power E by kt. Now this is the quantum result, and the classical result for the monoatomic gas Cb is 3 by 2 kt. Also you have to 3 by 2 k because U is 3 by 2 kt. So the total specific heat of the system, that is Cv, equals to 3 by 2 kV plus E square into e to the power E by kt divided by kt square into 1 plus e to the power E by kt whole square. Okay, so the next question here, hope you understand. Okay, let me show you the correct option. The correct option is option C. Now come to the next question, that is for a system in thermal equilibrium with a heat bath at temperature T, which one of the following equalities is correct? That is del beta of E average is E average square minus E square average, del beta of E average is E square average minus E average square, del beta of E average equals to E square average plus E average square, del beta of E average equals to minus of into the bracket, that is E square average plus E average square. So first you should know what is this system. The system is in thermodynamic equilibrium within a heat bath. So there is a heat bath, and within a heat bath there is a small system, and the heat bath is kept at a thermal equilibrium at constant temperature T. So this is a canonical ensemble. So the canonical ensemble, you have to put the formula for E average. Okay, and then you have to take the del beta differentiation with respect to beta, where beta equals to 1 by kBT has already been given, and this is also the assumption, also usual notation also. So you have to find out the del beta of E average. Now for the canonical ensemble, the average is E average can be written as sum over EI e to the power minus beta EI divided by the partition function, that is sum over the all the system, that is e to the power minus beta EI. So here I is the sum over I from any quantities from I equals to 1 to n. Okay, so what will be del beta of E average? You simply have to differentiate it. So this differentiation will leads you to the result that sum over of e to the power minus beta EI square, that is here if you treat it as U by V, so here is V square into V into del U del X minus U into del V del X. So find out the differentiation, and it will give the result E square into e to the power minus beta EI whole square divided by sum of e to the power minus beta EI whole square minus summation of EI square into e to the power minus 2 beta EI divided by sum over e to the power minus beta EI whole square. Here I am sorry that this summation is missing here, but here also this is summation is existing here. Okay, so now you have to see two quantities, what does the first quantity represent and what does the second quantity represent. The first quantity, that is EI into e to the power minus beta EI divided by e to the power minus beta EI whole square, because this can be written as this way. So this whole square represent you E average whole square, and this one, that is within the summation, there is EI square average e to the power minus 2 beta EI divided by sum over I e to the power minus beta EI whole square. So there is a sum over sign here. So here this is the E square average. Okay, so that's why this, the main difference between these two quantities, that one is the average of square, another is the square then take the average. So the result will be, and here you have to understand this summation is over e to the power minus beta EI. So the result, that is del del beta of EI average or E average, is E average square minus E square average. So option A is the correct option. So what you have to do, you have to put the formula of E average and then you take the differentiation of E average with respect to that quantity which you need to find out. Then you have to know two formulas. One is the square of average and another is the average square. And average square will give you this result and square of average will give you this result, and the result, the answer will be E average square minus E square average square. Okay. Now the next question. A particle in thermal equilibrium has only three possible states with energies, that is minus epsilon, 0, epsilon. If the system is maintained at a temperature T that is greater than epsilon by kBT, the average energy of the particle can be approximated to 2 by 3 epsilon square by kBT minus 2/3 epsilon square by kBT minus epsilon square by kBT 0. So 3 here, the last time the possible energies are 2, here the possible energies are 3. And the system temperature is maintained at T where T is greater than epsilon by kBT. So what will be the average energy of the particle? So the formulas are the same. That is, you first have to find out, yes, you are right, that is partition function of the system, and then you have to find out the average energy, or you can directly write E average as sum over of EI into to the power minus beta epsilon I divided by Z. Okay, so here E average is written for the three different energy levels, one with minus epsilon, another with 0, and third one with plus epsilon, that is minus epsilon into e to the power minus epsilon by kT. Here in place of minus epsilon, here will be minus epsilon, sorry, e to the power minus epsilon or E by kT. So here in place of E will be minus epsilon. So minus epsilon into e to the power minus of minus epsilon by kT plus 0 into e to the power 0 by kT plus epsilon into e to the power minus epsilon by kT divided by Z. Don't forget the formula, that is e to the power minus beta into E. And here the E energy value will be decided by the question, that what are the given energy levels. So in place of E, first will be minus epsilon, then will be 0, and the third term will be plus epsilon. Okay, and divided by Z, where Z is sum of all the energy levels, that is e to the power of minus E1 by kBT, E1 here minus epsilon, plus e to the power minus E2 by kBT, that is 0 E2, and plus epsilon e to the power minus, here this is not epsilon, so plus e to the power E3 by kT minus E3 by kT, that is minus epsilon, because E3 is plus. So here it will become plus and this will minus, this will be minus. So the total energy will be, the partition function will be Z equals to e to the power 0 means 1 plus e to the power epsilon by kT plus e to the power minus epsilon by kT. So here E average, that is the average energy, we can write that minus epsilon into e to the power epsilon by kBt plus 0. So 0, that middle factor will be cancelled. There, this will be 0 actually. So we don't plus this only is remaining term. So these two are remaining. So epsilon into e to the power minus epsilon by kBt divided by the partition function, that is 1 plus e to the power epsilon by kBt plus e to the power minus epsilon by kBt. Or you just put that condition that kBt, that is 1 by kBt, or that t is greater than epsilon by kb. So 1 by kBt is, you can write simply by expanding epsilon by kBt e to the power expand e to the power epsilon by kBt as 1 plus epsilon by kBt, and e to the power minus epsilon by kBt as 1 minus epsilon by kBt, because the series expansion of e to the power x is 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial, and you are neglecting these terms because these terms are very small due to the given condition. And similarly, e to the power minus x can be written as 1 minus x plus x square by factorial 2 minus x cube by factorial 3. So we are not counting the higher terms of the higher order of x. So we are only taking the first two x value or first two values of exponential term. So we get, after simplification, we get E average is minus epsilon of 1 plus epsilon by kBt plus epsilon of 1 minus epsilon by kBt divided by 1 plus epsilon by kBt plus 1 minus epsilon by kBt. So after simplification, we get minus 2/3 epsilon square by kBt. So these questions are very much easy and tricky questions. The given condition, you can easily find out the energy, the average energy of the particle. Okay. So here you don't find out the del beta of ln(z) because you don't need that. Here z is already been given and the energy values are already been given, and you find out by using the average quantity of, or average quantity in statistical mechanics. The definition of the average is the sum of E into e to the power minus beta EI divided by partition function. Okay, so here you can get the average energy, and this formula you have to use it in very so useful that you will get so many questions by using answers by using this formula. Okay, the next question, this is also a very important question, that a gas of n molecules of mass m is confined in a cube of volume V equals to L cube at temperature T. The box is in a uniform gravitational field, that is minus G into Z cap, that is the field along Z direction. Assume that the potential energy of a molecule U equals to mgz, where Z is up to 0 to L, and the volume of the system is also L cube. So X is from 0 to L, Y is from 0 to L, and Z is 0 to L. The vertical coordinate inside the box. The pressure Pz at height Z is how much? Now you cannot understand, or you may face problem that here how can I get the pressure? Only the volume is given, only the molecule potential energy is given, and they are questioning that what is the pressure of at height Z. I mean, yeah, it is a very simple question actually. If you find out partition function Z, you can get rest of the things. You can find out the pressure, you can find out the temperature, you can find out the entropy, you can find out the Helmholtz free energy, you can find out CV, you can find out U, you can find out F. So don't worry, whenever you are facing this kind of questions where the potential energy is given and what will be the thermodynamic any quantity, that can be find out by using the formula of partition function or by evaluating the partition function. So here, this is a question of a classical mechanical system. That is, the system is not discrete. If this is discrete, then they will give you the energy levels, which we have already seen in the previous cases. Here only the potential energy is given. So the system, you have to understand that this is a classical system where the total energy is the kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now kinetic energy E can be written as P square by 2m, and potential energy is depending what is in the question, and here the question, the potential energy U has been given as mgz. So for the classical continuous system, the partition function can be written as z equals to 1 by delta integration of e to the power minus e by kt dp dq. So we are taking this in the phase space. Okay, so E, that is the total energy, that is the kinetic energy plus potential energy. So in place of E, you have to write the kinetic energy as P square by 2m and potential energy as mgz. So the integration over dp dq e to the power minus beta into P square by 2m mgz, for integration the P, that is the momentum, can have values from minus infinity to plus infinity, but the dq, that is the xyz coordinate, are confined within 0 to L. So here the limit is from 0 up to L. Or you can split this integration, and you can, and here also you have to take the term into account, that is 1 by delta, that is 1 by h cube. Okay, so this will be 1 by h cube into integration over minus infinity to plus infinity dp. I don't write it as dpx into dpy into dpz. You think that this is the three-dimensional coordinates, into e to the power minus beta into p square by 2m. Also you can write it as px square by 2m plus py square by 2m plus pz square by 2m into integration of 0 to L into dq into e to the power minus beta mgz, where dq is dx into dy into dz. Now you have to remember the formula of Gaussian integral, which will be very useful for solving this kind of questions. Okay, the Gaussian integral is minus infinite to plus infinite dx into e to the power minus ax square, and it can be written as root over pi by a. So whenever you are finding that integration e to the power minus ax square dx, where limit is minus infinite to plus infinite, you can write this as root pi by a. And friends, in this question or this kind of question, whenever you are facing this p square by twice m value, you 1 by h cube integration over 0 to minus infinite to plus infinite dp e to the power minus beta by beta into p square by twice m, this is similar to the Gaussian integral. So here only the ax, in terms of x square, here this is p square and a is beta by twice m. Okay, so root over pi by a will give you root over pi divided by a, that is twice m by beta by twice m, or you can write it as root over 2m pi by beta. So this and this one, that is this integral, integration over 0 to L dx into dy into e to the power minus beta mgz into dz will give you that dx is over from 0 to L limit, dy is also from 0 to L limit, so it will give you L square, and this value, that is 0 to L e to the power minus beta mgz into dz, will become e to the power minus beta mgz divided by minus beta, where limit will be from 0 to L. And after simplification, this is very simple integration that we'll find out, we have found out. I have not written here 1 by h cube term. It is already included actually. Okay, so here you simplify it, and this becomes 2m pi kbt, where beta is written as 1 by kbt. So 2m pi kbt divided by h square whole to the power 3 by 2, because h cube can be written as h square whole to the power 3 by 2. Okay, so this term into L square into 1 minus e to the power minus beta mgl into 1 by beta mg That is, the simplification of this integration will gives you this term. Here, in place of z, we will write L and you will write 0 and you take the difference, the simple integration rule. So we find out that z, the partition function, is 2 pi m kbt by h square whole to the power 3 by 2 v into kbt by mgl into 1 minus e to the power minus mgl by kbt. Okay. So here, friend, there is a trick because we have to find out the pressure, and for the pressure we have to write the partition function in terms of volume, and the integration, the simple integration is giving you the term only L square, and another term, that is Z dependent term, is like this way. So what you can do, this L square you can write as L cube by L, where L cube will give you the term that is volume or V. Okay. So simplification will give that Z equals to this quantity. Now for the n particles, Z can be written as Z to the power n, or Z to the power n is 2 pi m kbt by h square whole to the power 3n by 2 into kbt by mgl whole to the power n into v to the power n divided into 1 minus exponential of minus mgl by kbt whole to the power n. Now don't be worried about the don't be worried about the lnz term, because what you have to find it out, you have to find the pressure of the system. So pressure is minus del f by del v, and f can be written as minus kbt lnz. But here the term of the pressure that is dependent on the v del derivative of this Helmholtz function, that is Helmholtz energy. So if you take the lnz, which is only dependent on the v term, that is here, look here, the v term only here, and rest of the integrals are totally independent of the integral terms, are totally independent of v. So if you take lnz with only the v dependence, you will get the del v of lnz, that is v dependent ln v to the power n, or it can be written as kbt n ln del v of ln v, or del v of ln v will give you 1 by v. So p is written as n by v kbt. Okay, so the C is option, that is n by v kbt is the correct option. So whenever you are facing this kind of question, what you have to find out, the partition function, and the partition function is here the integration over the phase space, where the total energy will be decided by the question. The potential energy is always p square by 2m. The kinetic energy will be always p square by 2m. The potential energy will be changed. But for the photon, the kinetic, the total energy will also be changed, and the energy value they will give you. Okay. So Hamiltonian value they will give you. Don't worry about the Hamiltonian value. What you have to do, you have to do the integral very carefully. Next question, if the mean square fluctuation in energy of a system in equilibrium at temperature T is proportional to T to the power alpha, then the energy of the system is proportional to T to the power alpha minus 2, T to the power alpha by 2, T to the power alpha minus 1, T to the power alpha. So first you have given the mean square fluctuation, and this are proportional to T to the power alpha. So the energy of the system is how much? Now this system, you have to find it out. The system is a canonical ensemble system because the system is in equilibrium at a constant temperature T. So for the canonical system, the system stays in equilibrium at a constant temperature. And now for the canonical ensemble, the mean square energy fluctuation, that is delta E square, is K into T square into CV. In the previous lecture, we have already told these formulas. We have already learned these formulas, okay? Or the mean square fluctuation, the formula is E square average minus E average square. So given here in this question, that's delta E square, that is mean square fluctuation of the energy, is proportional to T to the power alpha, which can be written as KT square into CV, that is proportional to T to the power alpha, or CV is proportional to T to the power alpha minus 2. Now CV is equals to del U del T at constant V, or del T of E average, or so del U del T is proportional to T to the power alpha minus 1. So U, that is the internal energy or average energy of the system, is proportional to T to the power 1 alpha minus 1. So C is the correct option. That is, the energy of the system is proportional to T to the power alpha minus 1. So the mean square fluctuation of the system has been given the proportionality, and from that mean square fluctuation you find out the CV, and from CV you find out the energy of the system. Okay, so this is the process. Now one next question, that is, for a quantum mechanical harmonic oscillator with energies En, that is n plus half h cross omega, where n equals to 0, 1, 2. Okay, what will be the partition function? In the earlier video, we have already learned how to find out the partition function of classical harmonic oscillator, where Hamiltonian is half kx square plus p square by twice m. Here the partition function is quantum mechanical. That case we take the integration over the phase space, but here we'll take the summation over the discrete energy levels, and the total energy, that is Hamiltonian, is given as e to the power minus beta E, where E is n plus half h cross omega, and z is summation over all the energies, that is sum over 0 to infinite e to the power minus beta into n plus half h cross omega. Or you can write it as n term you put it separately, and this term you put it separately, that is e to the power minus beta h cross omega by 2, sum of n equals to 0 to infinity to the power minus beta n h cross omega. Now this e to the power minus beta n h cross omega can be written as, for n equals to 0 it will become e to the power 0, that is 1, plus for n equals to 1 it will become minus beta h cross omega. For n equals to 2 it will become minus beta into 2h cross omega. So this is the GP series. So whenever the sum over k equals to 0 to infinite a r to the power k, we can write this formula, we can put this in this formula, that is a by 1 minus r. So here a is 1 and 1 minus r is 1 minus e to the power minus beta h cross omega. So e to the power minus beta h cross omega divided by 1 minus e to the power minus beta h cross omega. So this is the sum of infinite GP series where r is less than 1. So after simplification we get that e to the power minus beta h cross omega by 2 divided by 1 minus e to the power beta minus beta h cross omega. You can take this 1 divided by, you can simplify it, okay, by dividing e to the power minus beta h cross omega by 2 in the numerator and also the denominator. So the numerator term will give you 1. Denominator term will be 1 divided by e to the power minus beta h cross omega by 2, that is e to the power plus beta h cross omega 2, and e to the power minus beta h cross omega by omega divided by e to the power minus beta h cross omega by 2 will give you e to the power minus beta h cross omega by 2. So it will give you the answer, that is 1 by 2 sine hyperbolic beta h cross omega by 2. Although you don't need to simplify it, because the answer here, that is answer D, is given in this form. So let me, okay, here this question is not given. The answer has been given in this form, but the answer may be given in this form also. Or this answer can be written as 1 by 2 into sine of hyperbolic beta h cross omega by 2 inverse. Okay, it can be also option. The next question. So, okay, friends. So, do you understand what you have done here? The exponent, the energy level that has been given, you just put it in this partition function formula and you just simplify it, and that's all. Next question, and this is the last question of today's lecture, that when a collection of two level system is in equilibrium at temperature T naught, the ratio of the population in the lower and upper level is 2:1. When the temperature is changed to T, the ratio is 8:1. Then what will be the relation between T and T naught? That is T equals to 2 T naught equals to 2T, T naught equals to 3T, T naught equals to 4T. So the distribution of the number of particles has been given for a particular two temperatures. One is the T naught, another is T. So we have to first find out what should be the formula that we use for solving this question. The formula for the Boltzmann distribution, that is NB by NA, in general it can be written as GB divided by GA into e to the power exponential minus of EB minus EA divided by KT. Don't mistake about this negative sign, because here this NB should be always less than NA, because NB is the upper level, NA is the lower level population. So for any case, whenever there are thermodynamic equilibrium, unless until this T is very higher, usually the case, unless it is the population inversion, the ground state population is more than the excited state population, and the decay exponentially decaying function. So that's why this is e to the power minus sign here. Okay, so always remember the physics of this formula, that is NB, number of molecules or atoms in the Bth state, will be lower than nth state, where A is the lower state, B is the higher excited state. So, and GB and GA are the degeneracies associated with the level NB, and GA is the degeneracy associated with the level EA, or where the population is NA. So here the given question that 2 ln 2, that is n2 by n1, has been given as exponential of minus e2 minus e1 divided by kbt. At t equals to t naught, this ratio is 2:1. At t, this ratio is 8:1. So 2 by, we can write as n1 by n2. Here, sorry, this is not n2 by n1. They told you that the population in the lower and upper, so this is not NB by NA, this is NA by NB, the ratio has been given. Okay, so that N1 by N2, or you can write that N1 by N2 is exponential of, that minus sign will be now plus, and this will become exponential E2 minus E1 divided by KBT, that is 2, and you can write it as exponential of EB to E2 minus E1 divided by KBT naught equals to 0. And another condition, that exponential E2 minus E1 divided by KBT equals to 8. Now, E2 minus E1, from one condition you get that KBT naught into ln2, and E2 minus E1 from another condition is KBT into ln8. So E2 minus E1, both the energy level difference is same. So KBT naught ln2 equals to KBT ln8. So T naught by T, you can write it as ln8 by ln2. So T naught by T is 2 ln2 cube divided by ln2, or you can write it as 3 ln2 divided by ln2, or T naught equals to 3T. So that is the correct answer. So friends, this is one question that I want to give you as your homework, so I would understand that what is your level of understanding after solving these questions. So the question, for a classical system of non-interacting particles in the presence of a spherically symmetric potential, that is V equals to gamma R cube, what is the mean energy per particle where gamma is constant? We have already solved this kind of question where the potential has been given, and there's another hint for you, that is a symmetric potential. So V is given, you have to find out the mean energy particle, and the system is classical non-interacting particles. So the options are 3 by 2 kBT, 5 by 2 kBT, 3 by 2 gamma kBT, 3 by 2. The two options are same, so 3 by 2 gamma kBT. So tell me the correct answer in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. We will come with some more questions in statistical mechanics in the subsequent videos. So stay updated. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can join our Telegram channel for daily quiz updates, and you can join our test series for evaluation of tests. And we have also free test for you that you can log in our Physics by IITians website and you register to avail the free test. Thank you.